Could the United States and China really go to war? And if they did, who would come out on top? This has become one of the most pressing questions for military strategists and political analysts alike as tensions between these two global superpowers continue to simmer. Let's break down three possible scenarios. A limited war in the South China Sea, a Chinese invasion of Taiwan, and a Chinese blockade of Taiwan. First up, a limited war in the South China Sea. Just imagine a skirmish over disputed islands between China and the Philippines. These islands are incredibly strategic, offering military bases and exclusive economic zones. China's aggressive moves here have already raised alarms. Now, the US has a security treaty with the Philippines, which means it might have to step in. This could range from providing intelligence support to deploying warships or even conducting airstrikes. While none of these actions are likely to spark an all-out war, the risk of escalation is high. Think of it like a tinderbox. One wrong move could ignite something much bigger, much like the events that led to World War I. Next, we have the scenario of a Chinese invasion of Taiwan. Beijing considers Taiwan a breakaway province, while the US sees Taiwan as a significant interest, particularly because of its leading role in semiconductor production. Now, an amphibious assault on Taiwan would be massively complicated and risky for China. The US has hinted it might intervene, but its assets like fixed airfields and aircraft carriers are vulnerable. The outcome of such a conflict is highly uncertain. While Taiwan, backed by US support, could mount a strong defense, the stakes are unbelievably high for both sides. Finally, there's the scenario experts consider most likely and most concerning, a Chinese blockade of Taiwan. Instead of a full-scale invasion, China could deploy submarines to sink commercial ships or use missiles to target ports and infrastructure, choking Taiwan's economy. This approach could force Taiwan to submit without triggering an overwhelming international response. For the US, countering a blockade would be slow and costly. The simulations suggest that China might maintain such a blockade long enough to achieve its objectives. So, what's the takeaway here? The key seems to be deterrence and crisis management. The US needs to work closely with its allies to send a strong message against Chinese aggression, while also being prepared for the worst. Compromise and diplomatic efforts are crucial to prevent a conflict that could have catastrophic consequences for both nations and the world at large. As the global balance of power continues to shift, the stakes have never been higher. Whether it's in the South China Sea or over Taiwan, the potential for conflict remains a significant concern. The only certainty is the need for vigilant, strategic, and cooperative efforts to keep peace in an increasingly complex and interdependent world. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates on global affairs. Stay informed, stay engaged.